Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I'm Michael Pinter. I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses, or how to, if you're already doing how to grow your business. I just recorded a video and I just deleted it because I did not answer the question correctly. So the question is, can you buy a deal to flip or wholesale in New York if it comes with uncooperative tenants? So the truth is, the answer is yes, but you really can't wholesale it. Wholesaling is very, very tough if you can't show the property, and very hard to find cash buyers with an occupied property. But here's the truth. The truth is, if you buy it cheap enough, you still can do it, right? There are prices. But I would say I buy things with uncooperative tenants all the time, but I assume I'm going to have to close on it. So let's talk about what that means. So, oh boy, I'm getting a lot of the text. Sorry. So what happens? So I buy occupied properties all the time. I do that for two reasons. I do that because it sets me apart, right? If someone tells me they have an uncooperative tenant, then I know they're not going to be able to sell that property retail, right? They're not going to be able to list it and sell it retail. It's almost impossible. But they also have a lot of problems finding other investors, because most investors are not going to buy an occupied property, and I will. Everything is a function of price. So you have to figure in how much deeper of a discount do you need because there's an uncooperative tenant. So when things were normal, pre-COVID, it would take 3-4 months to evict a tenant. So I would figure in what my cost would be for 3-4 months. Listen, my go-to original plan my first plan is always go to the tenant, try and talk to them, offer them money to leave. That's always better. That makes everybody happy. Doesn't always work. I'd say about half the time they don't even engage with you. And the other half of the time, sometimes they will take the money, sometimes they won't. Depends how they look at this. So the issue is figuring in how much money you need, how much additional costs you're going to have to deal with this tenant. So now with COVID, I think the eviction moratorium is going in New York to May. And then it's going to probably take a few extra months because the courts are going to be backed up. So I'm figuring maybe an extra 5 to 6 months to get a tenant out over the usual 3 to 4 months. So if it's cost me $4,000 a month to own the property, and this is going to cost me now 9 or 10 months, I got to buy it really $30,000 or $40,000 cheaper than I would if there was no tenant there. Also, oh boy. Also, you have to figure that you really don't know what condition it's in, right? If they're uncooperative, they're probably not going to let you in to see it. Sometimes they will. It's strange. Usually they won't. And you have to guess at what it looks like inside. That's really the hard part, right? And I bought properties where people took like a poker from the fireplace and broke every tile, busted holes in the sheetrock. You got to figure on a lot of cosmetic work, right? You can get a sort of feel for the roof, and they can tell you he redid the boiler 5 years ago, and that's good. But you got to figure out more cosmetic. So you got to buy it at a much deeper discount. You can wholesale it. If you bought it cheaper, if you bought something for $50,000, you'll be able to wholesale it for $100,000. Somebody will take a property in Long Island, even with an uncooperative tenant at the right price. But in general, I usually feel like I'm probably not going to be able to wholesale it. I'm going to have to close on it. I'm going to have to get rid of the tenant. And I just got to figure in a cost for how long that takes. So it works. It absolutely works. But it's always a function of price. And wholesaling is harder. But if you can get really cheap, it works. But you could probably buy it at a decent price, just cheaper for less money than you usually pay. Close on it, get rid of the tenant, and then flip it or wholesale it at that point, whatever you're going to do with it. It's harder to wholesale it only because during contract, nobody has access, usually. I hope this was helpful. If you like these videos, please click like. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Please keep the comments coming. They really help me with topics of what to say. I got to be honest, I go live 5 times a week, and sometimes I drew a complete blank. So please, sorry again, I'm getting a lot of calls. Please keep the comments coming. Any questions, there's no bad question. Even if I just did a video the day before, I'll send you a link to it. But this was a topic that I've dealt with before, but I think it's so timely because there's so many tired landlords right now that are having trouble with their tenants. That's a lot of the calls I'm getting, and I think that happens a lot. Thank you very, very much for watching.